right there. We're back at it again with another video in the car.
Yep.
السلام عليكم سبحانه وتعالى سبحانه لنا هذا وما كنا له مؤمنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون. Well,
turn left toward West Center Drive. Then
okay,
turn
so what
right
is your
on
number one
West Center
takeaway
Drive.
from this matchup, from this game, from this outing?
Good question. Another one.
I need to get you talking, Faisal. I need to get you involved in the videos.
I got a better question.
Okay.
What did you think about the game?
Well, that's a deep question, Faisal.
Turn right onto West Center Drive. Then turn right
I think my
onto
number one
West Center
takeaway is talking, man. Like, one, you know,
Drive. Head south toward West Sam
Like, I
Houston
will
Parkway
say-
South. Head east toward West Center
Allah does say
Drive.
in the Quran, right? بئس الاسم الفسوق بعد الإيمان. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بئس الاسم الفسوق
Turn
بعد
right onto
الإيمان.
West Park Drive.
That it's a terrible thing. It's an abhorrent thing to be calling people names after you have iman, after you have faith.
Yes.
So I mean, you know, guys talk, right? And at every level.
In 800 feet, turn right onto West Sam Houston Parkway
All
South.
right, lady, you can talk a little bit less, but
Yeah, less than me.
at least.
Turn right onto West Sam Houston Parkway South. Then take the Sam Houston Tollway North ramp on the
All
left.
right, now there's not a juice. All right, yeah. So like,
They're boxing.
they're doxing you, Faisal. So like, you know, at every level, whether it's the NBA,
Take the Sam Houston Tollway North ramp on
Stay
the
in the
left.
video, baby.
Continue on to Sam Houston Tollway North.
whether it's the NBA level or even 10-year-olds playing basketball, you're gonna hear smack on the sidelines. You're gonna hear it,
Of course.
right? Literally, some dude's dad, some little 10-year-old's dad or mom on the bench will be yelling at the coach, "Play my kid more." Will be yelling at the other kid, "Yeah, you push my kid, you little brat." Like, you know, they're gonna be saying crazy stuff. And it happens everywhere. And now it happens much less at the 10-year-old league.
Continue for
And it happens
24
more
miles.
as you get older.
Yep.
Right. I mean, but since we are Muslim, we should be more careful of it. You know what I mean? That's something I think is one of my big takeaways. And of course, you know, guys talk, and I should say more maybe on the bench, be like, "Yo, chill out. We don't gotta be saying bad words and calling people names." Admittedly, like, well, one guy, he got mad at one guy, and the guy literally said, "He can't guard you." Right? And the player on the court, turned to the bench and said, "I don't even know you. You never met me. We never had a conversation." And I'm like, bro, he said he can't guard you. He did not address it to him. He addressed it to his teammate,
Yes.
right? And that's a basketball statement. Then afterwards, the guy comes up saying, "You guys don't keep it basketball. You call me this and that, fighting words." And I'm like, he talked to you a basketball statement, and then he apologized afterwards. That was a good thing that brother did, mashallah. But I mean, you know, people are gonna trip. They're gonna trip. Obviously, being in a away arena is very different. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why guys like Draymond and even Draymond, when he was in Boston, they were literally chanting. He said it in a DJ Redding's podcast. 21,000 people chanting "F you, Draymond." Like, you don't expect that in your life. That 20,000 people, I can't even imagine that big of a number, are chanting your name and saying that. You know, so it's. And he said it messed him up. For game 3, he played so bad. Game 3, it messed him up. But then game 4, he got back into it by being aggressive, turning those chants against, using that as energy to fuel himself to do, you know, a little bit of dirty stuff towards Boston, to be honest. But you know, stepping on Jaylen Brown, tugging his pants and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it happens at every level. It's something you gotta overcome as a player, because you can't go punch 21,000 people in the face.
Yep. Just like how what that guy did just now. He was gonna. There was like a crowd of like 10 people, and this boy we left before him.
Yeah.
He came out way before us. He was already at his car and everything. We said "Salam, we're about to leave."
Bro, we passed him up as we were leaving the building, went outside, and he was already outside before us almost.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
It's kind of like an NPC in a video game. Like,
Yeah.
you go to one place, you
Yeah.
can see him there, and as soon as you get to another place, he's already there.
Yep. Because it was scripted, you know. He was scripted
Yeah,
to be there, so he gotta get to the cutscene.
Yeah.
Even though you left him way back, he's in the cutscene still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. I mean, alhamdulillah, nothing happened. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're my Muslim brothers. I don't want them to do anything bad. And at the same time, it's always good to avoid any types of fights as best as you can.
Yeah.
All right, but that was some extracurricular stuff, Faisal. Now I answered your question. You got to answer my question.
All right.
Now,
So-
from the game, what did you think? What was your biggest takeaway, your biggest lesson or thought?
I think they should have a little bit more bodied. That's what I feel like during the rebounds.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like get the ball
Yeah.
more.
They got to get the defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
I agree. How can they get the defensive rebounds, Faisal?
Yeah, and they need more refs.
More refs.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
On like one team, right? They would like roll the ball. They would like. I'm not even joking. They would literally like. They would play bowling with the basketball to out of bounds to. But it would be on that same team. It would still be their ball. Like
Yeah.
they needed a little bit more refs, but it's fine.
Yeah.
A little bit of the points were a little bit,
Mhm.
a little weird, but it's fine.
That weird, not giving them the 3 points after they hit a 3-pointer. Yeah. That was strange.
But I think that's basically it.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you, Faisal. In my opinion, the way they can get those rebounds is by boxing out.
Yeah.
A lot of, I'll credit Zagum specifically. Mashallah, but him, I saw Hamad one time. I saw him clearly one time. Maybe he did it more. I saw Khuzaima. I'm not sure if I saw Khuzaima do it or not, but I saw Zagum specifically. He did an excellent job, mashallah, being aggressive to box out. Because, you know, when you're playing casually, you don't really pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Like, even when we play at, like, Masjid Bilal, right, we're just hooping, most guys are not paying attention to it, right? Most guys are tired, being lazy, being, like, you know, nonchalant, not really giving full effort. So they don't pay attention to the defensive board, to boxing out and getting the rebound. But since you're playing at a more competitive league and people's adrenalines are pumping, and, you know, offense is always more fun than defense. So they're more aggressive to chase offensive rebounds. So as a defender, you got to make sure as soon as a shot goes up, you touch the guy you're supposed to be boxing out. At least put your hands on him, put your butt on him. Make sure he's not going around you. Even if you have to face him and not the basket, that's what you got to do. And so I definitely give good credit to Zagum for putting a lot of effort. I saw almost every single time I saw him, he was boxing out a guy.
Mashallah.
Yeah, and that's what, even from the 3-point line, a lot of guys, I noticed when the shot goes up, when the other team shot the ball, when boys in motion shot, it was just some classic guy.
Is it still on?
I don't know.
It's just sticking. I didn't do it to you this way.
Oh, okay. That's not great, but okay. We'll take a look at it later.
Yeah, we did.
What's it called?
Yeah, I saw the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? He was boxing him out at half court.
Yeah.
Like,
He was very fundamentally sound.
yeah.
He had a lot of good fundamentals. He had a very tucked elbow in his jump shot, even though it was a little bit slow, a little bit old school.
Yeah.
You know, he had some post game. He was setting good screens,
Yeah,
boxing
but,
out.
But for one of the timeouts, they shouldn't have done. he splashed at 3, and like they're like, no timeout, lost the timeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have cost the game.
Yep.
That was like the
They would have won by 1.
yeah.
Yep. I don't know what rules they use, Faisal, to be honest. I don't know the college rules that well, nor do I know the FIBA rules that well. I know NBA rules pretty well, but I don't know what rules they'd be using. What?
Maybe it's like a new type of rules.
Yeah, it's custom.
The ABA rules.
Yeah, it's ABA custom rule book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one thing I even told one of the guys, like, what rules are we going to be using for the new league we're doing. That's one thing I was curious about.
It's 3 inches thick, the handbook.
Yeah, it's fully printed out on like 1-inch font, like not 1
Yes.
inch font, like size 1 font.
Yeah.
It's 3 inches thick. Yeah. What player were you most interested in, or like most excited to see, or was very taken away by?
Probably Zagum.
Zagum?
I liked how he played. He played really aggressive.
Yeah, mashallah. I think that's a good way for you to go, especially mashallah with your size and your length. I think that's a good style of play to copy.
Yeah, and he got blocked multiple times by Marcus, but like he didn't let that stop him. He still won.
Yeah.
And there was like one play he got blocked like 2 times, but at the end he still made that layup.
Yeah. You talking about Zagum or Sarmat?
Wait, it was Sarma, not
Sarma?
wait, yeah, it was
Okay.
Sarma, not Zyko.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I feel you. I totally feel you. There's a Lamborghini on our back left. Back left.
Yeah, see.
You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about to come on our side.
So
What decals does he have on this car? Yeah, white Lamborghini. You got some? Yeah, thank you, Face. Appreciate it. These are here. 63, 72 TT 777. I don't know what that means. Is that an Aventador? I don't know. He ate the plastic bag too, bro. Oh, there it is.
Everyone's-
Oh, now I ate it.
Everyone's gonna go.
Oh, no, okay.
Everyone's going back.
Alright. Yeah, I'd say Sagum and Sarmat are two good guys for you to look at, especially with your length, mashallah.
When you told me the Sean guy was good, I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't see him do much.
You did see those few threes
Yeah,
he did? Yeah.
He did do a few threes, but like,
I'd say-
I had too high expectations.
Yeah, I say one of the biggest things. One, it looked like he kept grabbing his thigh like every possession, so maybe he wasn't feeling too well. But I'd say one of the biggest things he did was defensively. Like I was telling you, he was pointing everybody where to go in that zone.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and they played really good defense off of that. And then also, honestly, that they stopped going towards Marcus in the zone, which is good, right? Because you play zone, so teams can't play ISO ball,
Yeah.
right? Since you're playing a zone, teams have to swing the ball to get open looks, right? And so that's something that I think took away a little bit of Marcus's ISO game that he had in the first game, in the first half. In the first half, I feel like he had 4 threes at least,
Yeah, that.
2 dunks.
Yeah, that one dunk that was really cool.
Yeah, the off the backboard,
Yeah, off the
alley-oop,
back- yeah.
or whatever it was. Yeah, that was a great dunk. That was a great play. Yeah, mashallah, mashallah, he's a very good player. Mashallah, puts that in there. What else do you see? That's one thing about Sean, right? Like he was just telling everybody where you got to be, and he has some great passes, bro. Like not passing to his teammate, passing to where his teammate needs to go. Like he lobbed one up for Sarmat on that layup.
Yeah.
Right, going to our left. He just lobbed it over the defense, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, how is a person throwing such a lobbed, slow pass in an NBA game, like in a basketball game, competitive game? But I was like, it just works, because he was very aware of how the defense was doing it. Mashallah, that's a good skill, mashallah, that he has. What else we got, bro? What else we got?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Yeah, I told because you say you wanted to learn some point guard skills.
Yeah.
So I told you to watch Hassan, and unfortunately, he fouled out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. That.
Yeah. I mean, 2 of those fouls were kind of cheap,
Yeah.
admittingly. The one on Marcus to start the game, I felt that one, right? Hassan plays very physical, and so he didn't want to let Marcus go by him, so he gave him a little bit of a nudge. All right, good, decent call. The second one, he took a take foul in the backcourt to stop a fast break because he had 2 open layups. I was like, that's a good basketball play. And then 2 of the other guys were like, bro, he has 2 fouls now. That's not good. And I was like, 2 fouls. He has 5. It's okay. He's fine. And then right away, he gets a strip foul called on him against Marcus. And I thought it was a good strip. I thought it was good. From my angle, it looked very clean. And,
Yeah. That was really.
yeah. I don't remember the 4th one. What was the 4th one? I remember the 5th one was an offensive foul, the charge, which I didn't get a good look at. Sir, challenger. Yeah.
So they said that they're gonna try doing some reschedule the game because it's gonna be
For
an
Eid?
Eid. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's what I heard. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they should, because I mean, most guys are not gonna be able to make it for Eid, like to play on an Eid. That would be a little bit too hard, especially because most of the game or team's population are Muslim. So,
Yep.
all right, Face. Can I ask you a question I've always wanted to ask people?
Of course.
Now, I've always wanted to have one-on-one conversations with basketball people who are knowledgeable and able to do basketball. Sorry, this guy's been behind me the whole time, and I'm like, go around me. He never went around me, so I'm saying go. Please just go around me. Thank you. Like, it was behind me the whole time. I was like, all right, he'll go around me. He'll get the idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to let you go around me. Anyway.
What's
Okay.
the question?
Yes. So, as an industrial engineer,
Yes.
you know, we look at problems as questions.
Yes.
Right? When you have a goal, when you have an issue, when you have something you want to solve, you have to identify it. The first step in solving it, the first step in accomplishing your goal, solving your problem, is identify it. Right? So in the case of basketball, for me, what is the goal or the question or the problem that is basketball, in your opinion?
That is basketball.
Yes.
God, why did you give me the hardest questions?
Yeah, I give you very philosophical questions, and you're, mashallah, very young. So this is a little bit harder with your youth. I think because of my old man age,
Yes.
I have a little bit more of philosophical ideology when it comes to stuff.
Try rephrasing it. Or is
Okay,
this
what is the goal of basketball?
The goal of basketball is to put the ball with just scoring more than your opponent.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
That's not only right, that is exactly my definition. The goal of basketball is to score more points than your opponent. And I 100% understand that, I feel that, I totally agree. And I think a lot of people, and this is the way that I phrase it, is that a lot of people focus on the first half of that statement, not the second half.
Yeah,
But you gotta have both.
They want to score more.
Yeah.
As a player, you want to score more than like everyone on the court,
Yeah, yeah.
even your team.
Yeah.
But like that's not the actual
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember when you were talking about, I think Will Chamberlain doing this, like
Yeah, okay,
doing-
mashallah, mashallah.
Yes.
My number one fan guy right here, mashallah, mashallah. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, you learn how to score more than your opponent. Okay, now, since you've read the textbook, since you've listened to my videos, in your own opinion, what do you think is the best way to do that? What do you
The
think,
best
how
way?
do you think a person or team can score more than their opponent?
well, of course, good offense and defense.
Yes.
But like, good communication mostly. That's what I feel.
I feel like you're cheating watching my videos too much, bro.
No, the last one was not. The first one was.
Yeah.
The last one was not.
Okay, mashallah. Because that's also one of my biggest things about basketball is you got to communicate a lot.
Yeah.
If you're not communicating, you're not helping your teammates do the right thing.
Yep.
Why play 1-on-5 when you can play 5-on-5?
Yeah.
And then defensively, why play 1-on-1 defensively when you can play 5-on-1 defensively?
Of course.
Right? So that's, you know, teamwork, communication, working together. I think that's what makes basketball fun. I think that's what makes basketball beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are all things that I always want to ask people. Like, you know, Hassan, like these are conversations that I would love to have with him, with even other guys on the team, because plenty of guys disagree with the way that I look at basketball, right? Like they say, yeah, but they like, nah, I like my thing better, which is fine. Because just like math, the answer is the answer, right? The answer is put the ball in the basket, stop them from putting the ball in the basket, right? That's the answer. How do you get to that answer?
There's many ways.
Exactly. And the only thing that I feel is certain ways are more efficient, certain ways are more effective, certain ways are more easy to understand.
Yeah, it's like that type of equation for math. It's like this number x plus this
Yep.
equals to this number x plus this.
Yep. But for most guys, the simple answer is the best answer,
Yes.
right? For me, I say my answer is more effective, but it's not as simple.
It's a little more complicated.
Exactly. But for most guys, they like the simple answer. He's the best player. Give him the ball. Let him do all this stuff and shoot it, whatever, right? For me, I'm like, oh, he's the best player, but how do we get him to be most efficient? How do we get you to be most efficient?
Yeah, the most easiest way is not always the most like
Simple way.
Yes. No, the easiest way. I'm trying to say it's like not always the right way. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
I feel you. Yeah, for sure. So that's why I always I would love to have this conversation with a few, multiple specific guys. I think Hassan, mashallah, he has a very good understanding of my ideology of basketball, and I think my ideology of basketball is very similar to his. But other guys, I'd love to have this conversation with them. But most guys are just like, Shmesh, chill out. You're doing too much.
Yeah, you're doing too much. Man.
Yeah, that's which is true.
We're trying to shoot the ball. We don't want to think.
Yeah, that's true. Because I do a lot always. Alhamdulillah, I like that about myself. But most people are like, bro, I'm doing this for fun. Yeah. So I totally feel that. But yeah.
It's kind of like chess. Like there's a lot of ways you can do it.
Yeah. 100%.
But like some of the complicated ways, like outsmarting your opponents, like
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
These sticky notes or what is this?
those things.
Yeah.
I think they're reflectors.
Mm.
Yeah, that way when you're driving at night, you can see the barricade. I think that's what my understanding is. I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They look like tiny sticky notes.
They do look like sticky. I remember as a kid thinking I could just put my hand out and hit them, you know, and watch them go flop, 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 flop. Yeah. All right, Faisal. You want to do the sign off for the video?
Yep.
Come on.
All right, guys.
That's the end of the video.
That's the end of the video. Next video is coming out this many days. Assalamualaikum. See you later.